In the skies above, several alien drones lost control and crashed. Their black boxes were recovered. The data inside made no sense. Recordings showed flying shapes, fast, small, almost invisible. One appeared to be shaped like an old Earth stealth jet. But humans had no air force left. Or so the aliens believed. Alex watched the drone feed. "They saw the ghost birds," he said. Lee replied, "Let them guess. Let them fear." She sent a command to an old orbital satellite. It began a slow rotation, pointing toward the alien moon base. Then it fired a short burst of light, bright enough to blind the sensors. The alien moon crew panicked. "We're under attack," they shouted. But when they scanned for enemies, there was nothing. Only silence. Commander Vrel called for a war council. His generals were split. Some believed humans were attacking with ancient tech. Others said it was psychological warfare. A few even believed Earth itself had turned against them. Vrel listened. Then he said, "You are all wrong. This is not random. This is not madness. This is a strategy, a human one, and we have fallen into it." He gave one last command. "Prepare for full retreat from half the planet. We cannot hold what we cannot see." But Leah had heard that command. Through a hacked signal tower, her team listened to everything. She looked at Alex. "They're giving up ground." Alex smiled. "That means we're close." That night, an alien ship flying near the Pacific lost all instruments. As it dropped altitude, it saw something glowing in the ocean. A symbol, huge, burning bright under the waves. It was the human Recon logo, drawn with hundreds of small light beacons placed by underwater drones. The message was clear. We were never gone. We were waiting. And from the shadows, the Recon force continued to move. Commander Vrel stood alone in the observation chamber, looking down at the evacuation bay. Thousands of alien soldiers, engineers, and officers were packing supplies, loading shuttles, and preparing to leave Earth's southern hemisphere. What was once a proud battlefield was now a graveyard of broken signals and silent systems. Vrel clenched his fists. "This is not a retreat," he told himself. "This is repositioning." But deep down, even he could feel it, something was slipping from their control. The aliens hadn't faced a large army. They hadn't seen airstrikes or nuclear weapons. No tanks. No open battles. And yet, they were losing, piece by piece, not to firepower, but to something worse. Fear, doubt, uncertainty. Something was breaking their will. Something invisible. Something human. In the Recon base, hidden inside an abandoned ice mine, Leah watched the alien retreat on the satellite feed. "They're pulling back faster than we expected," she said. Alex checked the map. "Southern sectors are empty now. That gives us control of 43% of the planet." Leah nodded slowly. "They don't know what's real anymore. That's the power of information war." Meanwhile, another recon unit found something strange in an abandoned alien base in Australia. Inside the command center, they discovered logs, alien messages between Vrel and the Dominion Council. One message stood out. It read, "Begin Project Flame Nest. We cannot let humans rise again, even if it means burning the entire planet." The recon team immediately relayed the data back to Leah. When Leah read it, her face turned cold. "They're planning to destroy Earth," she said. Alex leaned forward. "A final purge." Leah nodded. "If they can't have the planet, they'll make sure no one else can." This changed everything. The Recon mission was no longer just about disruption. Now they had to stop a planetary wipeout. Leah sent out a silent broadcast to all Recon teams. "All units enter Phase 6. We go active. No more shadows." For the first time, humans would strike directly. In orbit, the alien flagship prepared its Flame Nest protocol. It had missiles designed to create global firestorms, melting entire continents. They planned to start with the northern hemisphere, where they believed some human activity still remained. The countdown had begun, but humans had already broken into the launch system. Alex typed quickly into the command deck's console. "We've overridden the first 3 missile bays. If they try to launch, the system will reroute and destroy the command ship instead." Leah added code to loop a fake success signal. The aliens would think the launch had worked until they realized they'd hit their own fleet. On Earth, Recon Unit 11 staged a bold move. In broad daylight, they attacked a mid-size alien drone factory in Africa. No more hiding. They used EMP bursts, sonic traps, and old Earth tech weapons to disable the plant. It was the first human offensive strike since the war ended. The Watchmen, the memory of Earth. And now, we remember everything. Across the sky, satellites activated, not for war, not for attack, but to send that message into space, into the stars, a warning to anyone watching. Earth is not prey. Earth is not weak. Earth watches. Earth waits. And when you think the war is over, that's when we begin. The signal pulsed like a heartbeat, echoing far beyond the solar system. Back on the alien ship, Vrul watched the transmission. He didn't speak. He didn't blink. He simply watched as the message repeated again, and again, and again. Then he looked down at the small recording device in his hand. He tapped it once, then spoke. "To the Dominion Council, we did not lose Earth. We never had it. We misunderstood the species. They are not conquerors. They are not defenders. They are something else, something dangerous, something ancient. I advise you this: never return. If you see Earth again, keep moving, or be erased." He placed the recording inside a secure pod and launched it into deep space. It would float forever, or maybe reach another alien race, one that might try the same mistake. He hoped the message would reach them before Earth did. Back in the recon bunker, Leah walked to the highest point above the mountains. The air was cold, the wind sharp, but the sky was clear. She lit a small flare, just a soft blue flame, and watched it flicker. Alex joined her. "Do you think they'll come back?" he asked. Leah smiled faintly. "Not soon. Maybe not ever. But if they do, we'll be here. Recon. Always." Behind them, the Earth was already healing. Forests were growing. Oceans were clearing. Cities were waking up. People were rebuilding. Slowly, carefully, quietly. Because the world had changed. Humans had changed. They were no longer just survivors. They were the last shadow the enemy would ever see. And Earth was no longer just a planet. It was a message. To the stars, the alien commanders stood on the broken ground of Earth's last city. Smoke rose into the sky, and the air smelled of fire and metal. Tall buildings had fallen. Roads were filled with destroyed machines and broken weapons. The war was long and hard, but it was finally over. The 10th Dominion had won. Commander Vrul of the Dominion looked at the battlefield with cold eyes. His armor was shining, and behind him, his army stood in perfect lines. The humans had fought well, better than expected, but in the end, they had fallen. Earth was now under alien control. Vrul walked slowly through the ruins, stepping over debris and burnt remains of human defense drones. His second-in-command, Trell, followed closely. Trell said, "They were clever. Their tactics were fast and unpredictable. But they made a mistake. They sent their best too early." Vrul nodded. Yes, they had no choice. Their numbers were small. They used guerrilla attacks, hidden bases, smart tech, but it was not enough. They gave everything and lost. Nearby, a group of alien soldiers scanned the area. They found no life, no heat signatures, no movement, no signs of survivors. One soldier reported, "The last human unit was destroyed 2 hours ago." Vrul gave a short nod, broadcast the victory signal to the High Council. "Earth is under our control." A large transmission tower, now in alien hands, sent the signal across the galaxy. It was done. Or so they thought. Deep underground, far from the eyes of the alien scanners, a figure moved quietly through a tunnel. The figure wore old, damaged armor. The helmet was scratched, the colors faded. But the movements were careful and trained. This was not a defeated soldier. This was a scout, a human recon unit. Unit 9 Alex moved silently through the darkness. He was not alone. His partner, Recon 9 Leah, followed closely. They had been watching the war from the shadows. They had seen Earth fall, but they had not joined the fight. That was never their mission. Their job was different. They were not part of the main army. They were not built for open battle. They were watchers, listeners, testers. While the alien army fought above, the recon team gathered data. They tracked alien movements, studied their weapons, learned their patterns. And now, they were almost ready. Back on the surface, Vrel stood inside the old human war room. The walls were cracked, and the screens were broken. A single human flag lay on the floor, covered in dust and blood. Trell kicked it aside. "What do we do with their cities?" he asked. "We rebuild," Vrel answered. "We make Earth a base for future operations. The humans are gone." But Vrel was wrong. As he spoke, his voice was being recorded. Recon Unit 9 was listening. Their small device had hacked into the alien network. Every command, every report, every location, stored, analyzed, prepared. In a secret base hidden beneath a mountain, hundreds of signals blinked. Dozens of other recon units, long forgotten by the world, were waking up. They had been sleeping, waiting for the final signal. It came not from a human general, but from the enemy's own words. "The humans are gone," Vrel had said. That was the trigger. Lights came on in the darkness. Machines powered up. Silent systems began to hum. Old tech, forgotten, dusty, but deadly, returned to life. Recon Unit 9 Alex turned to Leah. "It's starting," he said. Leah nodded. "We were never the real force. We were the test." In the alien camp, strange things began to happen. Small power failures, equipment acting strange, communications lagging. One soldier complained, "Sir, my helmet scanner is glitching." Another shouted, "I saw something move in the shadows." Vrel dismissed the reports. "Ignore it. Earth is broken. There's nothing left." But the shadows kept moving. Recon units began testing the alien defense, not with weapons, but with silence. One drone disappeared, then another. A storage room was found empty. No damage, no trace. Just gone. The aliens were confused. Vrel became angry. "Check all cameras. Lock down the base." But it was already too late. From the mountains, signals were being sent. From under the oceans, systems activated. From space stations long believed destroyed, power levels began to rise. Earth was not dead. It had simply gone quiet. Because the real human force was never on the surface. And now it was waking up. Commander Vrel stood on the command bridge, staring at a screen that suddenly showed movement. "What is this?" he asked. "I thought the humans were gone." One tech officer replied nervously, "Sir, we don't know who these are. Their signal doesn't match any known army." A pause. Then Vrel whispered, "What did we fight?" And from the dark, deep tunnels of the earth, a quiet voice replied, "You fought the shadows. Now face the storm." The next morning, all alien screens lit up at once, across every base, every ship, every helmet visor. An old human broadcast began to play. It was a recording from Earth's early defense days. A general stood tall on the screen, speaking in calm but strong words. "If you are seeing this, then you made a mistake. You thought we were defeated. But humans don't vanish. We adapt. We hide. We learn. And then we strike." The message repeated 3 times. Then the screens went black. In the silence that followed, fear began to grow in the alien army. Rumors spread like fire. Maybe humans are still here. Maybe they never left. Maybe we never fought the real ones. Vrel held a meeting with his top officers. "We are not leaving. We are not afraid," he said. But even he didn't believe his own words. Inside, he felt the cold weight of uncertainty. The enemy he thought was weak was actually waiting, watching, and now moving. In the recon base, Alex turned to Leah. "Phase 3 starts tonight. Time to show them this planet isn't theirs." Leah replied, "Let's make the shadows bite." That night, an alien guard was walking near a power station when he heard a soft clicking noise behind him. He turned. Nothing. But when he looked back, the power station was dark, and written in glowing letters on the wall was a new message. "Welcome to our system." Darkness spread slowly across the alien network. One by one, power grids failed. Cameras turned black. Communication lines stopped working. At first, the alien commanders thought it was a technical failure, but then they noticed the pattern. It was moving in a straight line, from the poles to the equator, like something was walking through their system, not breaking it completely, just turning off the lights, quietly, silently. Commander Vrel stood in the central war room, staring at the map. Half of the Earth was now marked in red. Offline zones, the tech officer reported. No signals, no response, like those areas are empty. Vrel didn't respond. He was thinking hard. "What if they're not empty?" he said finally. "What if the humans are using silence as their weapon?" He was right. In an underground city deep in the Andes Mountains, Recon Unit 9 moved through dark tunnels. No lights, no sound, just the quiet hum of machines powered by geothermal heat. Alex whispered into his comms, "Phase 4 complete. Grid silence is active." Leah responded from another part of the base. "Good. They rely on noise, on signals, on data. Now we blind them, confuse them, and let their fear grow." Above ground, alien troops started to act strange. Some refused to patrol alone. Others claimed to hear voices, whispers in the static of their helmets. One soldier even fired at shadows, screaming about moving lights and invisible hunters. The alien officers began reporting signs of psychological stress, but Commander Vrel knew better. "It's not stress," he said. "It's pressure. They feel watched." Because they are. In Asia, a transport convoy vanished without a trace. No distress call, no explosion, just silence. When a scout team investigated the area, they found the vehicles neatly parked, but empty. No signs of battle, no damage, just a small message carved into the metal of one truck. "Not yours." Back in the recon base, Lee activated the silent protocol's next stage. Across Earth, hidden relay stations sent out low-frequency pulses. These pulses didn't carry data or sound. Instead, they carried confusion. Alien machines began to malfunction. GPS markers spun in circles. Time systems reset to 0. Base clocks began to tick backwards. One alien technician tried to fix the issue, only to find his tools magnetized and stuck to the wall. Vrel ordered all research bases to go on lockdown. Nothing in, nothing out, until we find the cause. But it was too late. The humans were already inside the system, and inside their heads. The silence wasn't just outside. It had entered their minds. The alien command was stunned. They had believed all strong human units were wiped out, that only scavengers or survivors remained. But this attack showed something else. Training, teamwork, strategy. Not survivors. Soldiers. Back at Alien High Command, fear turned into confusion. Vrel called an emergency meeting. "How many human units are out there?" he demanded. No one had an answer. "How much of our system is under their control?" Silence again. How long have they been preparing this? Still no answer. Because no one knew. The truth was even worse. They had never been fighting the real human army. What they destroyed in the war was Earth's surface defense. The Recon Force, Earth's shadow soldiers, were never part of that final battle. They had been ordered to vanish, to disappear underground. And now they were rising, better trained, better prepared, and more dangerous than ever. Leah looked at the map. They still think we're small in number, she said. Let's show them they're wrong. Across the world, recon teams received the same order. Launch wave strikes. 24 hours, all zones. In less than one day, over 80 alien outposts went dark. No communication. No return signals. Entire regions shut down. Not by explosions, but by controlled takedowns. Drones were reprogrammed to fly into mountains. Alien vehicles froze in place as humans took control of the satellite signals they depended on. At the end of the day, Vrel stood before a darkened map of Earth. Almost half of the alien network was gone. He whispered to himself, "We didn't fight humans. We fought their shadow." Suddenly, his screen lit up. A human face appeared. Old, scared, wearing a recon unit badge. It was a recorded message. "If you are seeing this," the man said, "you believe the war was over. But you were wrong. We didn't die. We adapted. We watched. We waited. And now, we're coming back. Not for revenge. Not for peace. But for Earth." The message ended. But the war was about to truly begin. The alien command center was silent. No officers shouted. No alarms rang. No orders came. Commander Vrel sat in his darkened chamber, staring at the last message. A human face, calm and powerful, had told them the truth. This was never the real war. The humans they had fought before were only Earth's frontline. But now, the real human force had stepped into the light. For days, alien bases continued to fall. Not to fire, not to bombs, but to precision. In Siberia, an alien radar system vanished overnight. Stolen, not destroyed. In Africa, an entire garrison went offline after a sound wave attack that put every soldier into unconscious sleep. In the Pacific, alien ships found themselves trapped in electromagnetic fog, lost, confused, unable to move or communicate. These were not random attacks. They were coordinated, planned, delivered with exact timing. The kind of actions that only elite military units could execute. Grell's intelligence officer reported, "We believe there are now at least 30 human recon teams operating worldwide." Vrel shook his head. "You still don't get it," he said. "These aren't just teams. This is a doctrine, a military ghost force. We didn't win the war. We only hit the surface." In a hidden jungle base in South America, Leah and Alex met with other recon leaders. For the first time in years, different cells had united. The old command network was coming back online. Holoscreens buzzed to life. Maps lit up. Mission paths were calculated. One recon officer said, "They still don't know how many of us there are." Leah replied, "Let's keep it that way. Fear is our best weapon." Then, the recon leaders watched a decrypted alien video. An internal Dominion message from the homeworld. It showed alien high command arguing. Some wanted to burn Earth completely. Others wanted to retreat and report back. One voice said, "The humans have become more than soldiers. They have become the system itself." Leah looked at Alex. "They're scared." Alex nodded. "They should be." Now, it was time to show the full power of the human recon force. Across the planet, recon bases activated ancient Earth tech, stealth satellites, deep space jammers, zero-light drones, and sonic disruptors. These were not weapons from the last war. These were black projects, systems never used before, secrets even Earth's own armies had forgotten. In Alaska, the sky filled with fake lights, reflections created by old laser grids. Alien ships chasing the lights crashed into mountains. In the Sahara, recon units used heat mirages to trick alien walkers into crossing into ambush zones. In the Atlantic Ocean, deep sea mines activated silently, closing major supply lanes. That night, in the main alien base, alarms suddenly went off. Emergency lights turned red. Security systems activated. But when the guards reached the location, nothing was there. A message had been written on the wall, in old human letters. "You are not alone." Vrel stood in silence as he read it. His claws clenched. "This is not over," he whispered. He was right. From the shadows, Recon Unit 9 watched him from a hacked satellite feed. "He's starting to feel it," Alex said. Leah replied calmly, "This is just the beginning. They still don't know. They never fought the real human force. But soon, they will." The alien base was no longer calm. Red lights flashed more often now. Security officers were tense, their hands near weapons at all times. Strange things were happening. Systems turning off and on without warning, doors opening when no one was near, and voice commands being ignored. Commander Vrel stood in the command center, his eyes fixed on the large central screen. He watched as multiple sections of their network went dark, one after another. "It's spreading," he said softly. "Something is inside our system." Technicians worked day and night, trying to find the problem. They checked every line of code, every power connection, every firewall. But they found nothing. It was like chasing a shadow that left no trace. The systems were being controlled, but not by any known human technology. This was different. Smarter, deeper, and patient. Vrel sent a message to the Dominion Council. Possible unknown human activity detected. Request reinforcements. In a hidden bunker far away, Recon Unit 9 watched everything. Leah had her eyes on dozens of screens. Every camera feed from alien bases was visible. Alex monitored the energy grid. "They don't even know we're inside," he said. "We're not just watching them now. We're part of their system." Leah nodded. "It's time to test their limits." At one alien airfield, 5 transport ships prepared to take off. Without warning, the launch countdowns began early. Engines ignited. No pilot had touched the controls. The ships lifted, and then crashed back down. No explosions, just a crash like something forced them to fall. When alien teams ran to investigate, they found all flight data had been deleted. Only one message remained on every screen. "System error, Ghost Command." Vrel was furious. "It's not an error," he shouted. "This is an attack." He gathered his best cyber teams and ordered them to scan every piece of equipment. "Find the source. I want every signal tracked, every feed checked. I want results now." But the teams found something they had not expected. Old human coding mixed inside their own. Not copied, not hacked. Blended, it had become part of their system like it had always been there. Vrel's heart sank. This didn't just begin now, he realized. This started during the war. They planted it, while we were busy fighting. He looked at the screen again. This was never about survival. This was setup. Deep inside an old underwater lab, another recon team activated a dormant device. The water began to pulse with heat. Invisible frequencies moved through the ocean. In the alien naval base above, sonar readings became useless. Submarines lost direction. Communication failed. The sea had become a blind zone. Back on land, alien commanders reported more problems. A weapons factory stopped working. All the targeting systems showed Earth's sky as a threat, locking onto stars instead of enemies. At another base, food storage areas were emptied overnight, but no one had entered or exited. One guard reported seeing a human shape made of light, but no one believed him. Alex watched from the recon base. "They're close to breaking," he said. Leah replied, "They still think we're ghosts, just shadows in the system. They don't understand what's really coming." A soft alert sounded. Leah looked at the screen. Another old satellite just went live. Sector 12. That gives us full visual coverage now. Alex smiled. Then it's time for them to see the past. Commander Vrel sent out one final call to the Dominion. We need reinforcements. Not soldiers. Strategists. War analysts. We're losing to an enemy that rewrites the rules. But the Dominion didn't respond. They had started to doubt the mission itself. Some alien voices believed Earth had become cursed. Others said the humans had unlocked a secret technology. A few whispered darker things, that maybe Earth was alive and protecting its own. Meanwhile, in the recon base, Alex received a message from the last remaining Earth orbital station, Station Umbra. It had stayed hidden in Earth's shadow since the war, silently watching. Now, its AI had woken up. The message was clear. Support confirmed. Network green. You are not alone. For the first time in years, humans had full orbital eyes again. With new recon data, Leah planned the next strike, an attack on the alien Central Communication Hub. If successful, it would blind the alien army worldwide. No commands, no updates, no connection to the Dominion. Total isolation. The operation was called Black Silence. 10 recon teams moved at once. Underwater, through mountain tunnels, across frozen rivers. No sound, no signs, just movement. Silent, fast, unstoppable. Inside the alien comm hub, a technician heard a faint buzz. Before he could speak, the lights went out. Then one by one, every server began to melt down, overloaded by viral code planted years ago, finally activated. The last image captured by the alien cameras was a human standing in the hallway. He wore black armor with no symbols, except one patch on his arm, HF9, Ghost Lead. Then the screen turned black. Across the planet, alien units lost all command. Some froze, some panicked, others surrendered without a fight. The Earth was no longer divided. The humans were no longer hiding. They were back. And now, they controlled the battlefield. Commander Vrel stood on a landing pad, looking at the stars. The evacuation ships were ready. His second-in-command asked, "Should we stay and fight?" Vrel didn't answer. He looked at Earth's horizon. Strange blinking lights formed letters in the sky, something humans had done just to send a final message. It said, "This is our home." Vrel turned and walked toward the ship, because deep inside, he knew the war had just begun. The last alien ship hovered quietly above Earth. Commander Vrel stood at the edge of the command deck, watching the blue planet spin slowly below. His forces were gone. His bases were silent. His systems were broken. Earth had taken everything back, but not with numbers, not with strength, with silence, with strategy, with patience. They didn't fight like soldiers, he said softly. They fought like ghosts. Behind him, his officer whispered, "Sir, final retreat is ready." But Vrel didn't move. He kept watching Earth, now dark and peaceful from this distance. It looked weak, soft, but he knew better now. Earth was a weapon wrapped in quiet, a trap dressed as a home. Far below, inside a hidden recon bunker in the Himalayas, Leah uploaded one final data packet to the secure human network. All recon teams report green zones. Enemy has fully withdrawn from primary sectors. Alex stood beside her, watching the screen. "We did it," he said. Leah replied calmly, "No, we survived it. Now we rebuild." The message from Station Umbra came in. Dominion signals lost. EarthNet reconnected. Orbital control restored. For the first time in years, Earth was truly free. But they were not celebrating. Not yet. Because Leah knew something the aliens didn't. Something the world still hadn't seen. The final message. Before the war had ended, Earth's leaders had prepared a final safeguard. A message, encrypted and stored deep in a satellite's core. It was to be broadcast only if aliens ever tried to wipe out the human race completely. That moment had almost come. But now, it was time to reveal the truth. Alex opened the sealed file. The screen turned dark. Then a voice spoke. Calm. Old. Familiar. This message is for anyone who tried to erase us. You saw cities fall. You saw soldiers burn. You thought it was over. You thought we were finished. But you forgot one thing. Humans do not break. We adapt. You saw fire, but you didn't see the flame inside us. You crushed our towers, but you didn't see our roots. You won the first war, but not the last one. Because we weren't the ones who stayed behind. We were the ones who disappeared. We are the recon.